10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to pick. Radiant team ban.
Earth Shaker. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to ban. Choose your hero.
If I'm a Pasha's honeymoon, you're good.
Oh, got it. All right, we're great. All right, cool. That freaked me out for a minute. You ever get that that sort of pit in your stomach feeling like, oh, I'm actually no delay on the
I didn't put the delay on. We lost.
All right, so we're set. We're good. Game is going to be happening. A last pick, Zeus for Team Spirit. A lot of global potential here. They got global abilities. Everybody but the poor little CM for FNG.
Yeah, I was wondering what they were going to do. Whoa, did you say? Are you suggesting FNG does not have a? Excuse you.
Oh, it's
this
a good
is
call.
A fully global lineup.
Yeah.
You can get global call down on the gyro. He can globally appear anywhere with IO. Global aura. Wow. But yeah, I was kind of wondering who's going to be playing what with Pasha being gone. Just because FN, obviously stellar carry. He loves these heroes. Some Morphling. I think a Weaver quite a bit when I think of that guy. So, versatile. I'm sure he's very happy going into what's essentially going to be a Tiny that tries to get as many kills around the map as possible. That sounds
something for everybody.
The other thing, you can the off lane a little. If you're a carry player and you play a bunch of matches of highly competitive Dota in the off lane role, that's going to make you a better carry player.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's always good.
Yeah.
Plus, he sometimes hits to play Tiny just straight up in the mid lane for certain situations. So,
yeah.
Then hand over some Dota Plus tips to old FN. This is sick, dude.
He gets.
I wonder if these ones work.
What ones work in terms of what?
Like, you know how in lobbies, all of the like battle pass shards, you didn't actually gain them if you were playing these lobbies. Yeah, they were all just fake. They're just cosmetic.
What the hell?
Wow, I just blew your mind. All those levels, CCNC didn't actually get 35 compendium levels over the past like 3 tournaments. I hate to break it to you.
That would have been so cool, though. I feel bad for him now.
Yeah.
All right, they give him a tip as they hit him with Sunstrike. Yeah, what is going on? The tips are coming fast and furious already. They are all about it.
Yeah, the Fat Rat music pack going on. I don't know if you guys have gotten in on this. Highly recommend. It's a nice little mix-up from your typical Dota.
Oh, a little bit of a battle here going on. Going for the straight up regular hits. He gets the deny there. A little bit of a missed timing. It's the first game back again. TI 9 on the road. It happened.
These guys have not been playing Dota 24/7 at all or anything their whole life like they always do.
You think that they didn't take a break at all?
No. Right. They don't take breaks. I mean, Break is playing pubs and stuff, I guess. But they can't help themselves. We all know.
It's true. I came back immediately too, and I'm not even a pro player. I don't like everybody does it. You watch all this great Dota too, and you want to do more. Oh, solo smoke is broken. FNG gonna also take down his Banisher. Banishes that one back to Shadow Realm. Get the deny. Only 13 gold. All right, I guess.
Yeah, he wants that kill though. Oh, was he stuck? Oh, not stuck.
FNG gets out. That's a miss on the kill attempt They can pick up another one here and try and go for it again. Possibly take down 9. But they know it's coming at least. FNG just going to farm up this camp here as Solo's going to soak some experience nearby. Or maybe just go for the kill mid. I can't do it.
This is interesting. So they're basically just I don't know. They're like trying to help out your mid with this Crystal Maiden and maybe being a bit greedier with her at the same time. But that means that the pressure on Ramses is just completely gone. So this is perfect for the Dire, I think. If you're not actually actively getting kills onto the Invoker or slowing down his farm whatsoever, then what is Crystal Maiden even doing right now? She's just like wandering her way down to bottom ever so slowly. 277 move speed, my god.
Ugh. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna be really careful not to tether CM. That would be
actually just slow him down. Well, Team Spirit off to a little bit of maybe not what you would necessarily want, but they do still have this sort of IO gyro combination as the game goes on later, which is going to allow them to farm out all across the map, and it's still looking relatively even. As you said, you always have to worry about the Invoker getting whatever he wants. I guess Centaur against the Tiny, maybe if they make like a big rotation up here with the CM later, or I don't know, it feels very strange.
They're running low on rotate time to do something with Ramses, I feel like. He is out of regen now at this point. So I'll have to turf back Hess Joe. You know, shout out to Hess Joe. This guy has been doing the grind for like 2.5 to 3 years now. His FN, he just didn't press the Q button right there.
Uh-oh.
He was trying to get an angle. He literally went from 100 to 0 so fast, but he was trying to get an angle over here with the waveform because the Crystal Maiden was off to his side, but he was just a little bit too late on the waveform.
Well,
he just died. But
that's okay.
You think of Hess Joe, this guy's been like grinding it out, trying to get on different teams. He like went to Southeast Asia for a while with Noya, and then now he's just back, I guess, in CIS. Trying to find his way. Legendary gamer. Invoker also legendarily dead from 9 in the mid lane. Hello?
No, I keep on missing these kills. This is not a great start. What the hell's happening? They keep on just running at each other.
I think I'm just distracting you. It's perfect.
Oh, it's fine. We can keep talking about Hess Joe. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, though. I feel like he's sort of the type of player that it seems like is willing to kind of go wherever Dota takes him, which is what you need to do, I think. Particularly if you're from these like regions that are a little bit less well-known and, you know, they're not well-known, but like where there's less opportunity. You need to be able to make that move. FN.
Alright, just checking.
He's out of there. They also get the Radiant Courier. So Roger able to pick that one up. It was already down a little bit low since the Tiny was hitting it up top. FNG making the rotation now onto Ramses. They're going to spot him here, but cannot do enough damage, it looks like, and he is just going to walk away. So 6 minutes in, it's 2 kills so far for Spirit, but they lost their Courier.
This middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
It's actually a pretty big deal, too, when you have someone like Earthshaker on the other team. There's just so much free gold towards him. Someone who so desperately needs it. I hear a Sunstrike.
Yeah, I don't know where that was. Where's he looking?
Oh, they're after the Morphling, though.
Almost getting him.
Insult.
They're just going to get the walk away, though. Solo's moving in. They eat their way the long route past and actually going to pop the Centaur ulti and chase in for Ramses. Says that the Avalanche just able to walk away yet again. FNG body blocking. They don't have enough damage yet. He does have a Mango if you want to pop it for the Frostbite, but does not last long against Ramses.
They were stopping him from TPing bottom was the only reason that initiation even started, so I think they weren't expecting to get the kill in the first place, just kind of hoping for it.
Okay.
But had he actually TP bottom, maybe able to catch the IO gyro.
Well, still things looking, I would say, pretty good for VP. It's a little bit of a lead into the favor of Team Spirit, but this Invoker is pretty handedly beating the Zeus right now, and he's going to get the full rotation, and no one gets a little bit of love from his supports as they rotate in and get him a kill.
Oh, nice little DD run too. So we'll be the Quas Wex after the initial couple of Sunstrikes. Guess that makes sense, right? You have a Morphling on your team, you can't necessarily go straight for the Exort.
No.
Be a little bit greedier, be kind of useless. Yeah, you would like at least at least 2 cores to play with your Chen here. So they'll have Tiny and Invoker ready for pushing, and then they can just be applying pressure on one half of the map and essentially leaving FN to survive and get gold on the other. He does have boots coming now for FN, so that's an improvement.
They're also making the big move into here as VP possibly a bit too far forward. The Spirits are going to hit on the solo, but he's able to get out. They will find the Earthshaker, and Roger going to drop. FNG got the D ward there behind the tower since they hit on the scan. And VP caught out a little bit unawares there. Skitter's going to go and farm out the rest of the jungle. I like the ward placed by the CM. That placement for the sentry, like right in the middle of everything, kind of catches a lot of different areas.
Oh yeah, in behind the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it catches that one that everyone tries in the center of the lane, and then over here. The only other option really is like on the staircase. You can try and catch middle or some of these two that go into those areas, but it all depends on what heroes you're playing against to know if anyone's even jungling over there at the time.
Very cool. Yeah, 9 minutes in. It's like we said, a little bit less than 1,000 gold lead, and those couple of kills helping out Team Spirit a lot. As far as the way that's all looking, though, FN's kind of been the one that's been suffering as far as the cores go. He's actually almost behind the IO in terms of net worth.
Wow, didn't realize he was actually that low. I was just watching the last hits, but I mean, a couple of deaths, I guess. I guess he only had the 1 death, but constantly forced out of lane, I suppose. Having to purchase quite a bit of regen, too. But this will be his time now, where he should be left relatively alone. It's time for Ramses to step it up here. He just buys his treads. There are a lot of great targets this game, if you're playing Tiny. You can instantly destroy the Zeus, the Gyrocopter for quite a while, until he gets some more items. And then the CM too, so. Zeus is definitely the dream. Trying to burst him down to start a fight. Battle for the bounty rune up top here. Give me that 5 seconds, and yeah, Roger. No bueno. That means that they'll end up getting both of them.
That's really nice.
Secure the bot too.
DP able to get that. They're gonna
hello.
take the relocate. Hello, everybody. They're gonna catch him in the tornado to follow it up. They were 9 in the area though, and actually with the Thunder God's Wrath, they blow up solo. So Ramsey still with another avalanche, and Toss, if they can get it in time, they throw up the shrine. Actually, tossing no one in. He might end up dropping because of that. Ends up popping the alacrity in the chase forward. Another stomp in 1 second. 9. Oh, they catch him out. There's going to be the urn charge thrown back onto 9. The cold snap is there, and they kill him off. Beautiful.
Now that's some teamwork right there between Nolan and Ramses. These guys, you can just tell they're giggling after a play like that.
Yeah.
Going on! Chucks him onto the shrine that's running.
That was pretty great. FN should be fine here. Going to go for the TP away. The missile not going to hit in time. Yeah, that was really cool. And like the little plays, you said the body blocks there, and you know, waiting for their timings to come up.
It's a lot easier when you're dead as the Chen to have sweet body block plays. That is for sure.
That's fair enough.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, that guy would have gotten it if he was alive. I'm sure. I'm positive. He's a player. These early rotations, though, both of the cores head off to their respective safe lanes of the enemy team, start to take it down. Ramses is already level 9. He's top level in the game, and that's the Invoker, but
they must be 2 of the top ones, though, along with Hesta Joe, yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And not feeling a very big impact from the old Hesta Joe yet, though. He's 0-0-1. He's absorbed an entire lane from his team for the past like 12 minutes. And he went for the hood first over the blink, so just means that he's bound by his ultimate for a while. But it makes sense. There's a ton of magical damage on the Dire side.
Wasn't he on the miscommunication there? Wasn't Hesta Joe on the original team that was doing the Centaur, Centaur strats with that, where they were going like hood Manta back when Return affected the illusions?
Yeah,
that,
it
right?
was because it was Ace who was playing at the time, I think.
Yeah, it was like Ace, Noya.
Yeah, it was Ace.
Joe.
Yeah, because Ace was their one. Yeah, that's definitely what it was. Good times.
To relocate in. A big stomp. Again, they've caught themselves Biver, but this could be a big play for Team Spirit as they found Solo. Gonna kill him off in time. They also take down the Earthshaker. It buys some space for people up top as the IO's gonna relocate back into death. but that one hurts, losing a couple of those supports for Virtus.pro.
The good old reflection on the towers.
Yeah.
No, those were the days, the Centaur players. Sunsfan was a happy man back then.
Is that the way that he played Centaur for a while?
No, he just thought it was really cool, and then he got mad when it got nerfed because they put it when it got taken out. They called it a fixed bug on Centaur, and he was like, "How do you call that a bug when people have been abusing it and using it? It's so obvious." Like, he was very upset.
Understandable.
See, in his eyes, that means that if the bug is taken away like that, then maybe he should be buffed in a different way.
Which they did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Ramsey's had his blink up there, but now it's going to get caught. It got broken by the spirits. The toss away, trying to live. The right click's coming from the IO, and they have the earn charge on him as well. Can they quite kill him off in time? Yes, they do. Ramsey's tried to play his way out, but it didn't happen.
Alright, it's go time now for the Radiant. Got the Blink Dagger on Centaur. Nowadays, the only thing Sunsfan cares about is how much initiative the Centaur Warrunner card is going to give an artifact, I'm sure, but... Smoking mid. They're on the hunt.
This is their time, man. Team Spirit are doing it game 1 against VP right now. This is not what I think a lot of people would expect. Granted, we have to keep in mind that this is with FN playing as a stand-in on their team, but this is a very well-known player, and you know, they were able to win, what was it, WESG, I think, off the back of their lineup that they're playing with ILTW as a stand-in.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's jailbreak the smoke, and they back out. He can walk in again with this hood and possibly play it pretty aggressively.
God, the classic. All right, the Russian stream only has a 2-minute delay. Nice. Classic thing ever.
Why would they do that?
Why does that happen every time?
I don't know. It doesn't matter that much, but it is. It's just funny. No one. Ghost walks in to get the rune, runs away afterwards. Team Spirit are actually winning this game in a pretty solid way, I would say, right now. Like, look at this. They chase forward. They find themselves Ramses. He goes for the toss play. The double edge is going to be there. The hook top. Where's a bunch of his buddies? He needs to get into range. They get the heal coming in, keeping Ramses alive. The rest of Team Spirit did not fully commit for it, and they're not going to be able to get that kill.
Zoom.
All right. Well, missed opportunity.
We'll say Team Spirit, I like the way the IO's going. We saw like some of the teams at TI. I've talked about this a couple times post TI, but I feel like there was definitely a real problem with like the IO. It felt like teams were trying to just play like old IO with the whole new IO body, and I think someone else was mentioning it too. It was like one of the Chinese players was talking about how like, I think it was some of the Chinese casters were talking about how like people were just like right now where this IO is just sitting here with the gyro and taking all this experience. Some of the teams that have the IO leave this so that all the experience went to the gyro, but that makes no sense now, right? Because you have to get this IO to 15 and then further. Because ideally you want to get this Agnums as fast as possible because it's essentially a Midas for your gyrocopter, as well as, you know, a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah. Well, and you also are sort of like you're wanting to get the later talents too, because he's got several of those like power spikes on this combination. The Aghanims is one, but then also the Tether Tax Allies targets is the other. And that's the one that I feel like can kind of make the difference in the battle against Morphling too. You can have like double the damage coming in, instead of just the flak that the Morphling takes. Can be one of the ways to deal with it. Speaking of Morphling, he's definitely been pretty heavily hampered in this game, just sitting on the Perseverance and the Aquila, trying to get towards the Lincoln Sphere, but this could be a little while before he really becomes a factor.
Yeah, they're just basically shadowing him right now, but that ward just gets spotted out that Roger placed. So that'll be de-warded. Or they might just smoke past it and use it as a way to kill the Morphling. Is the other way to play it.
No. No one. TP's in. Not able to find anybody though. And still, you take a look at like the more macro sense of how everybody's looking. There's only 3 tier 1 towers that have been taken on the map so far. The mid Radiant being the big decision maker, difference maker as far as them being a little bit better position on Virtus.pro. It does feel like it's kind of just a farm fest for now.
Yeah, I think they probably feel like they just can't fight that well because of the Quaswex Invoker. It's like no one is so ready to go and can easily turn up these fights and throw these massive tornadoes. When you go for this X-Sword Invoker and you hit this mark around this point in the game, you're just scared about Sun Strikes. So the only thing you have to really worry about is like solo pick-off sort of styles, or you would be watching like, okay, where's Ramses? Because Ramses is going to try and initiate on us, and then they're going to throw the Sun Strike, and then one of our heroes is dead, and they're going to start pushing our towers, stuff like that. But it's more complicated versus Quaswex, because it's like, okay, are we going to like try and go into this tower? Because if we get 3-man tornadoed, we might just lose, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to perform those tornado actions. And they don't really have good tower siege in general for Team Spirit. They also don't really have a good scouter for the IO gyro, which is a bit of a problem, right? You think about this Bane that wanders alone, or Nyx Assassin. The best vision they have is Zeus ult, but you can't like Zeus ult and then try and relocate onto someone. That's not really going to be the most successful thing for you.
Yeah.
So I think they're a little bit lost right now as to how do we execute this draft at this point. And this is where you start doing things like Desperation Smokes without any forward vision. Like at the moment, they don't have any good wards. In fact, they have to go with Thunder God's Wrath to just try and find the dire side. So they actually know that they're smoked up. That was a really good ult.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it does mean that there's going to be an attempt at Roshan, and Team Spirit won't have Thunder God's Wrath for that battle, but they could potentially still relocate into this. Gyrocopter brings his raindrops in. He's got a Maelstrom done as well, but looks like it's not going to be in time to go and take this fight, although Hestajo could make a big play here. Is he thinking about it? They have the jump in the hook stop. On the 4, they're relocating it as well. The combo is there. The Echo Slam, though. Roger interrupting it on the side. Great combination there. Isolates the Gyrocopter and the IO. Hestajo is gone, and it looks like the rest of Team Spirit might go down as well. The long duration disarm. They do get IO out, but they lost the Gyro.
Dominating.
Holy crap.
So,
Any guys?
Oh, Ramsey just chucks FNG in.
Oh, man.
Oh, he died down bottom because he had the Spirit Vessel on him because he wasn't relocating back to the well.
Jesus, that hoof stomp looked so pretty, but the rest of the team was just not there in time, and the relocate came afterwards. Ugh.
Roche was actually so low too. The Fisher killed Roche. And I think FN did get the Aegis.
Well, that's about as good as it could have gone for VP, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, I can't believe with the scout too. Like, they pinged it. They definitely saw the vision being provided from the Zeus ult.
But I mean, that's a pretty hard fight to go into. They don't have the best Roche fight, as you said. Once you've used the Thunder God's Wrath, it makes the fight a lot harder.
Yeah. I feel like if Roger doesn't get that Echo Slam off on the other side, like catching the Gyro and the IO,
yeah,
then probably VP just gets wiped. But it feels like it needed to be all in perfect concert. It just didn't happen. Man. Gotta give you a lot of confidence if you're VP.
Well, they're looking a little common here as they inch their way towards Hestajo. Unfortunately, not the hero you're looking for. Going for that kill.
They've got
to find someone a little bit squishier.
I mean, the tower is probably where they're going to be looking now. Just alacrity of that catapult. And it is good to go. It starts to fall. All those right clicks coming in. This thing has gone so quickly.
And it is slaying that tower.
Team Spirit not really able to get a great counterplay. And the pings are actually out right now from FNG, realizing they can just try and push for high ground here. They've got Aegis. Echo Slam back up in 12 seconds. They toss in creeps. Alacrity to catapult again. But that one is eventually going to get cleaned up.
I feel like FN is on the old Morphling. Just got some bots, you know? He hasn't really been that involved. Just pushing lanes. I actually used to have a lot of fun playing that Morphling. I mean, new Morphling's 100% cooler. There's no question. But it was kind of fun to be this annoying split pusher with like a copy somewhere. I used to love making the copy of Bristleback because it was like this unkillable illusion. And if it was your ally bristleback, obviously, then they might think it was the real one and chase it and cast all these spells on it. As the Aegis gets obliterated up top.
Yeah, that was just one hook stomp immediately into the jump from the Zeus, and they blew him up. The follow-up is there. Roger solo Echo Slam, not bad. Gyrocopter, no mana. He's going to get relocated back, and they're going to lose FNG, but a small price to pay for that Aegis.
Yeah, there's only a minute and a half left on it as well, so VP probably not too unhappy about it either. Probably just like, okay, well, whatever. It kept our Morphling alive. We've all rotated up here. We're going to keep the wave alive and now just take this tower because we already did our business down bottom.
Top tower has
Was that a
better.
blind blink it looked like? I think that it was, because I don't see any other wards in the area. He must have seen them, from this ward heading down and then anticipating the movement.
Yeah.
Nice play by Hester Joe. So we're 23 minutes in. It's about 3,000 gold lead. You expressed earlier concerns about no one basically just getting a free game. Do you still feel like this is kind of VP in complete control? Where do you look for now from Team Spirit?
I mean, I've seen a lot of games where this Gyro IO has just suddenly reappeared later on, and you're like, oh my goodness. They just killed off 5 of them in about 3 seconds. So you can certainly get to that point. But it certainly looks like an easier game, I would say, for the Dire. I think as long as FN gets a little bit of breathing room, which he certainly should with Lincoln and BKB, he's just going to be looking to get in the middle of the fight, grab the flat cannon, morph into a lot of agi, and do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be the big thing to watch for, is how well he can get that done, and, you know, if he can get that BKB. I guess it's not really even in time. I was gonna say in time, but it's much more just that it's like they have the window now where they're the like kind of in the comfortable lead, and he can just sort of play it normally. The IO Gyro is going to get towards 15, which is that first timing spike that we always talk about. They've basically just been holding hands the whole time, and now they reach level 15 together. So Aghanim Scepter on the Gyrocopter could be looking for a fight now. As they lift up the Centaur, throw out the missile onto no one, and they're going to back out again.
Yeah, Radiant sort of gave away their wards over here. I'm not sure. Sola has decided the wards up here on the high ground or down near the Bounty Rune up at the top area there. So, but CM just kind of gave him the old Crystal Nova from behind a tree line. I think this is just part of that problem, though. Is like, how do you actually abuse IO Gyro? Like, again, without that initiating sort of a hero, like, I feel like you need like a Shadow Blade on your Centaur War Runner if you were ever going to be able to do that kind of stuff. But because he's a Centaur War Runner and can't really build Shadow Blade, then no one can really find no one, as it were.
Well, and there are some like cool synergy things, and I think maybe part of the reason that they go for this is the eventual thought is like, all right, we're just going to run at their towers with IO Gyro and overcharge damage reduction, and then the Centaur Ags damage reduction. But it does kind of feel like they need to get something done before then. Maybe that's what they're looking to do right now, is they're going to smoke up with 3. They can relocate together. They've got eyes on FN yet again, and does not have the greatest defensive items yet. Although Ramses is just going to kill the IO, so never mind. All right. Puts the kibosh on that for the moment. They're going to jump forward onto Solo. They find him. Hand of God comes out, and it's actually Hestijo running as FN chases as the Morphling Centaur. They have the ulti coming out from CM, but it's going to be broken through, and well, they kill off the CM to boot.
Oof. I don't know. I'm not sure what the plan is if you're on Team Spirit, man. I feel like if I'm sitting here on this team and I'm just like, they basically need the Centaur War Runner Aghanims, and then they need forward vision, which has been very difficult to get because, again, they don't really have a hero that can find those deeper wards, and they have to know where everyone is before they go in with this call down. It's just hard. It's just very difficult. Whereas Dire side, you just saw that down bottom. Ramses, you know, they've had a great ward. This ward survived the entire duration in the Radiant jungle. It's just expiring now. There it goes. And that was looking scout out so much. Yeah, you can see IO pings its death. Not sure how I feel about that. Wouldn't mind seeing that removed. Meanwhile, Ramses just did it again over here. So that's exactly what happened last time. Is that they're using the forward vision like that, and then he's just shadow blading in and creating sunstrikes over and over.
And then he tips him. I mean, it feels pretty bad, man.
It's like when you put the coins on someone's eyes, you know, for their death. That's the tip.
That's a Game of Thrones thing. There.
It's a Grecian. It's like an ancient Grecian thing too. It's not really? Just made up. Yeah.
Is Grecian a word?
Yes, Grecian.
Greek. Grecian. Greco.
I love Greco pizza, dude. It's fabulous maritime pizza place.
Oh, I haven't heard of that before.
No, I probably heard like it's not. It's like it's not that great.
Okay.
It's kind of the cheese that like, it's like the pizza that you get at your birthday parties that when you're kids. That's actually amazing, but then you get older and you're like, it like comes in a box and you're like, why is the pizza square, guys? Like, I don't know, but it's so good. That's the kind of Greco. It's not actually good pizza. It's like nostalgia good pizza.
Okay, nostalgia good. That's a new term. I like that a lot.
Well, I mean, that comes for a lot of foods.
That's true. Did you ever have the free lunch pizza before, or is that just a U.S. thing?
Free lunch pizza? No. That sounds very American. Here, children, have some pizza. What about milk? No, you're going to need your milk money for your milk, kid. But here you go, son. Have a pizza. That'll make you big and strong. Uncle Sam needs you to eat pizza.
We get milk too, but it was chocolate milk. But the big thing is FNG cream. Multi's the creep wave. We'd only get chocolate milk, but we would have these pizzas that would come in like a cardboard box, but they're tiny, right? So they're like the size of my hand when I was like 7 years old. So just tiny little pizza box, and they're awful. The pepperoni was like cubes of pepperoni. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, do you think they counted the box in like the nutrition guide as fiber, and that's what allowed them to serve you pizza?
I mean, let's be real. It was the 90s. They could serve us whatever they wanted. They didn't care.
That's true. We used to be able to order hamburgers every Wednesday in elementary school. I remember you could pay extra, and they would bring you hamburgers from Harvey's.
What is? All right, that's insane.
That was pretty cool.
What school did you go to? I want to go to your school.
Well, Rose just spawns as they walked into the pit, so that was convenient.
They're ready for it, man. They know what happened last time, though. They got pummeled, and then they won the fight. So they might be willing to make that happen again.
They got Nimbus, though. So Nimbus was just used. That means you have 30 seconds without another Nimbus. Looks like they can use that little bit of a window here. Hetsudo just shows himself on the creep wave.
Oh, that's not great. Well, he is completely alone. He's going to get tossed up. He runs away, and the fight is over, I think. Call down. They move in. They're dealing some decent damage to that IO gyro. FN needs to switch back over to some strength form. And now they've caught FNG. Ramses throws his tree, misses the tree, but still kills FNG. And there's going to be the jump in. Echo Slam out. No one pops his BKB. Skitter also going to try and run out of there. And actually, Team Spirit take this fight.
Yeah, they had some problems there. FN got caught way too low by a Nimbus. Couldn't find a morph. Like, he was right next to the gyrocopter, but he didn't go for it. I'm not sure why he was holding up for so long.
Huh. He did already take the talent, so it's not like he was waiting to get like the longer duration morph thing or anything. That's 15. No. Just chilling.
Maybe no one's told him about the new morph thing. Maybe that's... No, I'm just kidding. FN is a classic morph player, and he's about to get Nimbus, and he's dead.
Yo.
Nice dieback.
This ain't good at all.
No, that's quite bad. That's a lot of lost gold for Morphling, and that's going to be Roche for the Radiant, I would think. Get the teammates over here.
Power. This has been really bad. They're going to throw out the Tornado to try and stop Gyrocopter from doing it, but to be honest, they just walk away from the EMP, and now Virtus.pro can kind of just throw spells in there, but Roger's already used Echo Slam.
Oh, he didn't go for it.
You want Alacrity? Oh no!
No. He didn't use the Cataclysm. I mean,
all right, Roger's a goddamn champion. Are you kidding me? All right, we're talking about this. Oh, it's gonna be really bad for Virtus.pro. I mean, it's not that great, honestly. You denied the Aegis, sure, but I don't know. Still don't think that's that incredible. No. It's better than nothing. It's better than it could have been, and it's down to now just a 2,000 net worth lead. My bad. He actually stole the kill as well. Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes it slightly better.
Dire Snow fortified their structures. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, it is starting to become more and more of a problem, this gyrocopter. He's got a Satanic, which could be on the courier, but CM is bringing out a circlet and a ward, so he's going to have to wait on that Satanic for a second.
Well, by the time it gets back there, FNG might get the bracer recipe. So,
Yeah,
you know.
true. That's fair. You can tell that this is some pretty... I feel like there is a little bit of a difference, FN as opposed to Pasha, just based on the way that they're playing VP. Everything feels a little bit more loose, and not quite as crisp as it was before. But it's not necessarily that like anybody's playing that bad. It's just like a different strokes, that type of thing. They're gonna kill off FNG.
Yeah, he's just like standing next to the wave. And Ramsey's like, all right, sweet free kill. He ran to 6, 1, and 7.
He wanted the bracer recipe, but he couldn't get it in time.
That would have saved him, surely. He's doing some quick math there.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the problem with Centaur.
It's actually
Stomp.
so brutal, dude. It just doesn't make this hero look fun to play, you know?
Oh.
You see that happen and you're just like, yeah, no thanks. Don't think I'm ever picking that guy.
I think it's a little bit better with like Zeus if you throw like a Nimbus or if you throw Thunder God's Wrath as it's coming out, but it needs like perfect coordination.
If you guys are sitting next to each other holding hands and you're just like, okay, now you go, and then you're perfectly in sync, it's great. I imagine that's how these pro teams play, right?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
They always hold hands
Their
together.
arms are like linked so that you're using, you know, your arms link and then go through the other person. Would be nice. A little bit of
It's
team
like
morale.
when you know, at a wedding when you like you eat food together or like you feed each other like cake with the arm wrapping around thing.
Yeah, it's that.
That's what they do. Almost catch themselves, no one, but he BKB's TP's out of there. I'm gonna say it. The gyrocopter's becoming a problem.
Yeah, they're definitely reaching the point. That whole Roche shenanigans going off worked out way better than expected. The fact that like FN just dies is kind of a problem. Yeah, and like the Morphling has not contributed a whole lot. I don't recall seeing any sort of big flat cannon steals and actually getting a lot going down in these team fights. I mean, it's a little bit hard to spot, but it has not looked like that massive counter that we've seen it before in the past.
Yeah. Well, and some of it too has just been the way that Team Spirit have been taking the fights. It doesn't feel like they're kind of giving them that opportunity, with the exception of like the couple of Roche fights where they had to come and contest. It never has felt like it's 5-on-5. It's really the relocate ganks, and even those haven't like been happening that often. But I don't know.
Look at this gyro with these tethers. All right, they just go with the Thunder God's Wrath and say, look, is anyone actually contesting it up top? And they can say, no, they're not. So now they've finally gotten that tower, a little bit of breathing room. The side of Team Spirit should be able to get some good vision down in that entire northern half of the map now. Trying to take away some of the farming area for the dire side.
Fiverr.
Instead, they're kind of shoved down.
He's gotten his level 20 talent too, so 150 GPM and about to have an Aeon disc completed, along with holding on to that cheese. I mean, do you just try and... that's almost as good as an Aegis in a certain way.
Yeah, it's pretty damn solid. Especially, again, as you said, when you have the Aeon disc, then it's very hard to bring down the IO first, or to just like instantly force down Oliver or Skyder.
He's going to take a little walk away. They do have Stampede. Might want to save that if possible. Look at the jump. The hook stomp is there. They found themselves one. Maybe going to be able to get two as well. Ramsey's slowed, but they don't have detection right now. Although the spirits hit onto him, so they realize he's in the area. And now Ramsey's getting chased. He pops the BKB, turning to try and get out of there. Don't have enough physical damage to burst through him.
BKB's finally coming into play. Has FN used this yet? No. It's still 10 seconds. I'm not sure. I think he's died at least once with it. Kind of funny.
Yeah, or FN. I mean, yeah, this is... The other thing, too, is we didn't talk about it, but the double GPM talents, 150 gold for both the CM and the IO. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the late game.
Yeah, that is a lot of sentries.
You're gonna get some items.
You think I'm kidding, but I'm serious. That's mostly a lot of sentries.
Toss back. Gyro in some trouble. They don't have tether for another 4 seconds. Skitter pops the ulti as they chase forward. FNG, a nice one. Cataclysm comes out, though, able to kill off 2. Ramsey's going to be isolated and controlled up by Team Spirit. They don't get within range to kill him off, though, and the Spirit's not going to hit. On the other side of it, no one's stuck in one place for a very long time. He's going to throw out the Deafening Blast, but eventually killed off in spite of Zeus having limited mana, and he's dead for 86 seconds, no buyback. Team Spirit have an opening here.
I believe they've done it. That was 6,500 damage from the Zeus, putting in work during that team fight.
And a, you know, measly 3K from Skyder.
I mean, and they don't really have a great answer at all. They have like no team fight. He doesn't have buyback because of money. So right now, Team Spirit don't know that he doesn't have it, at least, but he might have an idea now that he's just not buying back. Are they really not going to fully commit for that? They're waiting for the creep wave? All right, they say Enshrines instead. Very conservative play.
Yeah, it's not really worth it with the full team. I think if Centaur was up and they had the ulti for the escape, they might consider it, but... VP, they're really getting taken over here just because Team Spirit have hit that point where the Dio Gyro feels so ridiculous. Having that second attack, having the Satanic, and they used it so well too. Like, just getting to that point on the levels obviously doesn't instantly win you the game or something, but the way they've rotated from top to mid to bot and just took all of these outer towers, suddenly it's Virtus.pro who are on the back foot. And they did it all with those small little pickoffs, especially onto Roger. That was the big thing, is that like when Roger got caught down bottom lane, he's supposed to be the guy that stops these moments, like with some massive Echo Slam or something, but he's having a very hard time this game. And part of that's because he's playing up against the Zeus, and there's certain vision issues there.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the best answers for the hero in general, and I guess just Team Spirit recognizing in the draft what it was that, you know, they needed to do and find that initiation from the Earthshaker and then break it up. Kind of perfect. Gyrocopter is the most farmed hero in the game by a pretty large margin. Roche is back up in 40 seconds. They're going to hit Ramses right now with the Nimbus. Not deciding to fully commit to chase him down, though. They're just going to send back 9 to push out the creep wave. Keep everybody else on Virtus.pro's side of the map. Think about going for a push. They've got the top wave if they want it.
The thing that needs to happen is we need like a 3-man Echo Slam from Roger, and we just need space for FN to get in there to steal the Flak Cannon and to win this team fight. It's pretty much what has to go down. Other than that, they can just keep trying to rat a little bit. They use the Thunder God's Wrath, so they'll scout that we've got one in the mid and one in the bot. That's enough to send them home. But the only chase they have... Oh, they have the Agnums now on the Earthshaker, so there is a lot better chase in terms of like trying to find these heroes that stick around too long. But yeah. It looks like they're a little bit hesitant right now to actually leave the base. Probably anything.
Yeah, they don't realize this. And honestly, like, it's still so hard to find these kills when you've got the ulti. The chase is coming, but you do still have the Centaur ulti if they want to use it. There's going to be the big jump. They found themselves one, stealing the Flak Cannon, now deciding to run away. All the damage mitigation is going to be there. The right clicks come, but they just tickle. And Aeon Disc is going to proc.
Basically forced to fight when no one wasn't close enough to actually follow up with anything. And then Ramses is just kind of in behind. Now he's on the run. Radiant has vision in the area from that high ground. That's enough.
They got the man caught. Held a lot of damage. They have that Sentry Ward down as well. And, well, almost being able to get him. Looks like he is going to be going for the send back and should make it home okay. Yes. Wanted to chase, but don't find a kill.
They dove so deep. Can they actually not get a kill here?
They're living. There's the jump where they just take down no one. And they're hitting tier 4 towers, like underneath with the Nimbus on top of them. They're actually fine. FNG is deciding to run back in. Devi is in full effect right here as he's trading the aggro off. No one pops the BKB, runs in, wants to take down that CM, and will get it. The disarm is going to be there. The Echo Slam to follow it up. Can they get Skitter back alive? He's got so much HP regen coming in with that Satanic. They take down the Earthshaker, but now Skitter realizing he needs to run. Takes over FN, gets out of there. Hesta-Joe doesn't have his ulti for another 50 seconds, and as they take down 9, Virtus.pro showing some signs of life.
Okay, I was going to say, if they don't get some kills on Team Spirit here, this is going to be devastating because they dove so far. Like, Definitely felt like VP should have been able to punish that. It cost him a buyback on the Invoker, though, so in the end, it's not much of a gold gain. So Team Spirit, I'm sure, fine with that engagement in the end. I think the way they've just been eliminating Roger from this game has been brutal. Like, again, he comes in and gets an Echo Slam, but at this point, that's not when you're looking for these Echo Slams, you know? Like, you would hope that you're finding offensive opportunities and trying to give your team an edge heading into some of these battles.
Well,
but
it's been feeling like all of the Echo Slams that have been coming too, it's been more about the stun. Like, we've seen so many just like 1 or 2 hero ones, or like a solo hero one, Echo Slams that are just sort of meant to keep one hero under control, and that becomes so much less effective when you've got this Ag Scepter Gyrocopter. It's like it feels like they're just not getting anything that they need the whole game.
I think they basically have an Earthshaker that hasn't been able to play his game. He's just getting caught way too much, so I don't think he's had a major impact. And the Morphling has had virtually 0 impact.
No. They do force 2 buybacks, Zeus and Io. That's something. And with the shrines already taken down on the top side, there's still one up there on the bottom lane. How many of these heroes for Virtus.pro have bots? It looks like just the Morphling right now.
He just fully buys out on the Butterfly too, trying to help survive against the Gyro. If they get Aegis Cheese Refresher Shot right now for the Radiant, it's going to be an extremely difficult hold. There's still some advantages around the pit for the Dire side. 30 more seconds till the Echo Slam will be back up though. And there's an Observer Sentry combo here, spotting out Ramses.
They see him, they know where the guy's at. They throw out that Nova, able to pick up the Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard. And everything fine and dandy. They found themselves the Invoker as well. No one going to be sent home. The thing to be careful about, you've got these level 25 talents that are coming up very shortly, and Piver almost has a heart on this Io. I guess he still needs to get the gold towards it, but he doesn't need to save for buyback because it's on cooldown. And they're just going to keep trying to cut creep waves, it looks like, for the moment. On the side of the VP.
At the very least, not losing a Rax is pretty important right now for VP, just because the economical damage isn't too brutal. If you lose a Rax at this point and you're just getting less and less gold coming into your base, that's when the game really gets out of hand. But boldly moving by themselves is the Gyro.
The Spirit Vessel can kind of hurt with the Cold Snap on top of them. And they are going to spot out the Ramses in the area. A lot of damage out there. They're keeping him alive, though. The Tornado lift up. He's not really doing all that much to the Gyrocopter during that entire time. He gets the disarm out as well. The Cataclysm down. Can they kill him off in time? It doesn't look like it. And still hanging on to that Aegis. They managed to take down the Courier, but they're going to be able to find that follow-up onto Roger. So the only one that dies at the end of everything is Roger.
He was like trying a backstab or something, I guess. I'm not sure how he got back there. But, yeah, they killed the Mjolnir for the Gyrocopter, so slightly happy with that.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I can't believe that. They threw so much into that Gyrocopter, and just the heals from Biver, absolutely ridiculous.
It's becoming more and more of a problem, and now Biver also is going to be that damage dealer for their team, as he does get the level 25 talent.
They also haven't gotten a kill in a while, too, so they don't have any charges actually left on the Invoker Spirit Vessel, so it won't slow down Skater from farming.
FN caught.
Killing, rather.
And killed off. Does have buyback, but it hurts real bad to have to use it at this stage of the game. $4,000 gold lead, but Team Spirit with a lead here in game number 1 against the favorites to win the whole freaking tournament, to be honest, or at least the qualifiers for it, I should say, in Virtus.pro.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean, I don't think I would be saying anything wrong by saying that VP are expected to win every major qualifiers that happens.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Estijo caught yet again, doesn't have Stampede. The Echo Slam is pretty good. The Cataclysm a little bit better if they can kill him off in time. But still living for the moment. They take down both the Centaur and the Crystal Maiden, as Roger is also dead. The Black Cannon charges going back and forth. Skyder eventually going to be killed off. The IO is still looking to be able to come back in and save the day, possibly. Their UKB is going to be popped. They run forward for more. They're going to call it off. So, a pretty big win there for VP.
Yeah, that's more like what we've been looking for. So, nice initiation there from the... wow, look at that damage, too. 7,100 damage from the Invoker there. Actually finding those opportunities with the team control. Because, like, in a lot of Invoker games, you're looking... I don't know, I always think about, like, Face's Void or something. It's one of those kind of classic heroes that helps out so much, is that you just need, like, certain parts of the fight to be fragmented, or, like, you need an area for the fight to be focused around that can really help someone like Invoker. And he can just put all his damage like that. Echo Slam certainly providing it. Now they find Hestejo. This was a dieback as they catch him. There's even a toss him onto the IO in the back. But they're alone here. They need to be really careful.
And Ramses is actually going to be the one that gets the gyrocopter tossed onto him. They try and throw him away yet again. The deafening blast. The chase is going to be there, though, with the missile onto Ramses. And they do pop the BKB. The runaway, not going to be there. They kill off the Tiny. As you said, they're able to keep alive the Centaur War Runners. Actually, they'll relocate. They're going for the wraparound inside solo zone base. We know he ends up getting killed there, as they do find him with the Nimbus. And no one needing to make some magic happen for himself. I don't know if it's going to quite be there, though. Tornado lift up onto 2. But it's all he can really do as the Tiny buys back into this game, and Team Spirit looking to secure themselves the first lane of racks. You can see with the IO hitting it as well. It is already gone. Virtus.pro down 1 racks, also down 10,000 net worth.
No one's still on the hunt back here. I'm sure Team Spirit probably still considering the fact that they haven't seen him actually in the base and he might be behind them. They have a sentry there. Hestejo just misses.
Set yourself to mark. They have the Centaur Ags if they want to use it again. Force Staff, keeping him fine. Dandy. Now, the Morphling strikes go out with the Alacrity onto him. It is starting to tear through FNG. Has to pop that Glimmer Cape to stay alive and to keep his gem alive as well.
It's just so much armor on a lot of these heroes. Like, you can see how much damage FNG takes, but he's the only one that's really getting destroyed here. And then we've always talked about this IO plus Centaur War Runner with the damage reduction and the way that all works. It is absolutely ridiculous. So Skyder basically just takes no damage because of that combination.
And like, even if you do manage to kill off FNG, he's not the centerpiece of this draft. It's really about that IO gyrocopter. It's the point where they were able to relocate onto Virtus.pro's high ground without fear of anything happening, really.
This'll come in handy.
It's kind of what we were talking about earlier. This draft, they didn't get much done during the early game, but it was all towards the idea of eventually just getting to this indomitable spot where you can do whatever the hell you want with this combination of heroes. The Centaur providing that extra little bit of damage reduction. Cold Snap out. Disarmed. BKB pop the turnaround. They take down no one so quickly. Hand of God, seeing if they can keep him alive, and they will do it for the moment. The turnaround's there again, and FNG taking a lot, but everybody else fully healthy. They run away. Roger trying to go for the slam, but a bigger one comes from the Centaur man, and he's forced to buy back. The combination is there. Yule Scepter lifts up. Sunstrike hits. Kills.
No, they got that CM, though. Destroyed. Gem is a nice grab for them, though. For sure. Yeah. She's holding both of them.
They just don't do enough. Not enough damage. Like, and it almost feels as if they need to go back to that style that you were talking about of the Morphling, where you just split push out waves, but everybody from Team Spirit pressures out the waves more quickly and can threaten a solo kill onto FN.
The Zeus was just such a nice counter pick to the Morphling, because like how many times has FN just been trying to do some sort of split push, but then you throw this Nimbus on top of him in combination with the Centaur and he's just dead, so that has taken away a lot of that opportunity for him.
Yeah.
It's very impressive stuff so far from Team Spirit. I think it's pretty hard to just like turn it on and start executing when you get to a certain point with the IO gyro. Like, of course it becomes insanely strong, but they have good heroes against it. Like all the AoE control and damage of the Invoker as well as the Earthshaker, but they've just been able to get so many kills. I mean, Roger's 112 and 12. I can't remember the last time I saw a kill score like that for Roger. He's been having an extremely difficult time. I mean, this is like what you expect versus like a Clockwork or something, or some really hard counter, but I think it's more execution based than hero based.
Oh, Ramses wanted that arcane rune, doesn't end up getting it. The cooldown is going to be there. Hits on everybody. FN changes into Morphlane for a moment. It's the flak, and then decides to back away, although he turns now. Viver not really taking any damage at all. They get the radial disarm onto several. Solo brought down to about 2/3 HP, and now they're going to send back FN. It looks like everybody should escape from this one, although 9 shows up, and they force the BKB pop from no one as he got hit by that combination, and Thunder God's Wrath not quite going to be enough. They do break the TP of Roger, and it looks like it's going to be 1-13-13. He goes for the jump away. Actually living. Aghanim Scepter's still pretty good. Keep that guy alive for the moment. Although, while we're all talking about this, it is the last set of Tier 3 towers and barracks starting to fall for Virtus.pro. They jump in, want to take them down. Can they kill them off in time? They kill off the gyrocopter. Viver forced to go for the jump away. Sunstrike's going to be there. So too will Roger. And Team Spirit actually starting to lose several heroes. They also catch themselves 9. Drops down the Nimbus on top of himself. The toss away. It's the lift up right there for a moment on the Hestejo. Gyrocopter buys back. Ios buys back. Decide that they want to try and take this fight right now for themselves. Where's the relocate coming to? They're actually holding on to it for the moment. Instead deciding to chase down Ramses. Roger has another opportunity here. If they can take down one, oh, it was so close. He gets the jump away, but dies in air. No one turns yet again. The BKB is out, but Skyder's starting to deal the damage. He kills off no one. He's going to try and chase down FN. They buy back on Invoker. They have themselves FN caught again on this Morphling, swapping back and forth. And they don't have Centaur for 80 seconds. Have Virtus.pro found a way back into this game?
A lot of it comes from Roche. It's in 40 seconds, so maybe that'll be it. But
look at the turnaround. I mean, I feel like they wanted to try and buy back to take that fight, but
yeah, I don't know why they were buying back. I thought they should have just been happy with getting the racks, and I guess their assumption was that Roche was probably going to be coming back up before they were alive. It would have been close, but I'm a little surprised. Felt somewhat unnecessary.
This game suddenly feels obviously still very hard for Virtus.pro, but you've got some tools now. You've got a refresher on the Invoker for double Cataclysm if you can find several of them caught with an Earthshaker combo. Like, it's not insurmountable odds anymore, particularly since all you really have to do is kill a couple of these buyback heroes.
Well, the other thing is that a lot of the fight, like, they need to delay and drag out these fights
A bit more if they can from the side of Virtus.pro, because if you saw when he actually has the Stampede as well as the Tether, he was being hit for about 90 damage from Morphling per hit.
Ugh.
That's it. Like,
yeah.
Actually insane how defended this gyrocopter is, as Roche will be scouted now by the Dire side.
Uh-oh. FN, or rather no one. Brought down to about half HP. It's going to try and get the runaway, but they do get the Deafening Blast to try and escape. The missile is going to connect. Solo trying to go for the send back. Ramsey's even tossing him away to see if he can stay alive. Solo going to TP out. FN also needing to make his escape with the double waveform. So they get Private No One home.
Nimbus is already going to be back, though. And into the Roche Pit they go. Time to find a miracle.
Virtus.pro get here in time. Can they save the day? They have Echo Slam available. Roger's there. He jumps in. The Fissure is onto one. The Echo Slam follow-up is pretty decent, but this gyrocopter still staying alive. Can they keep him alive? No! He goes down dead for 2 minutes. Virtus.pro might actually have something here. There's going to be the full come out from the Cataclysm. Hestejo's gone also. He does have buyback. The rest of the Team Spirit, they need to get out of here right now. Stampede is dead up, and again, 18 seconds. FN brought down super dill. He can't switch over to strength form. He's rooted. He's taking a ton of damage, and he dies. They lose 2. He's back up in a second, though, because he had the Aegis. Now Biver going to be tossed into the air multiple times. Let's get the tether away. 9 still living throughout all of this, and FN able to find himself another kill. VP lift up onto the CM, rather the Zeus. Everybody's tossed back and forth. No one is still living through all of this. And Virtus.pro take down 3 heroes, but their Ancient is somewhat being assaulted by the creeps.
Well, they got 75 seconds, but no creeps in sight, as they're going to look for the final kill onto the IO here.
They throw down the Meteor into the angle that Biver was going to land, and they do manage to kill him off, so he's dead for 2 minutes. And this could be a play as you just run down top lane. How do you stop this? I don't know if they can.
That was a fight without the Centaur ulti. I think they probably just go for tier 4s.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Virtus.pro
Radiant's top barracks.
finding an answer.
Man. Those buybacks were mega unnecessary from Team Spirit.
All right, they're going to see if they can take down FA and then rather no one. If they can kill him off in time, it would be pretty solid. There's going to be the Radial Deafening Blast coming out, though. They get the lift up onto Zeus. You are feeling real bad right now if you are a Team Spirit fan, because Virtus.pro are about to win this game as they're diving into the fountain. Ramses is just going to end up tying to the tower, but he's buys back. Can TP back into this one. Tier 4 tower is assaulted. And I cannot believe that they just lost that game.
Going to last long. Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
GG called.
Buybacks 1 TI for O game for Team Spirit. That was, I just don't know. I don't know what they were doing. There's not much else to